Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips I guarantee are going to bring you closer to your physique goals. Now, today is going to not be about restriction and extreme measures, but instead about realistic changes you can literally make tomorrow that are going to bring you one step closer to your fat loss goals. Today I'm going to be talking about nutrition tips, exercise tips, and a few other tips that you may not be considering right now if you are working to lose some weight, lose some body fat, and get in shape before summer. Now, if there's something during this episode I share that you find helpful or you might implement into your program, be sure to give some love and hit that like button or even subscribe to my channel if you guys want to stay up to date on tips and tricks for your health and fitness journey. I really appreciate all the support I've had. I'm very new to YouTube and I just love the support you guys give and the feedback you provide with me so that I can make the best content possible for you and that you can actually benefit from it. All right, let's dive right into this episode. Starting off with tip number 1, eating enough protein. Now, you've probably heard me talk about this plenty of times in other videos, but protein is so essential to helping you achieve your fat loss and weight loss goals. Protein plays many factors in the body. 1, it's going to help with recovery and repair of your muscles. Therefore, if you go to the gym, you break your muscles down, eating enough protein is going to help you repair them and build them up, giving you a lower body fat percentage and building up that lean tissue to give you that overall toned look you're probably looking for. In addition to that, protein's also going to keep you full longer. Protein is very satiating, so therefore it keeps us really full. Typically, when someone's eating enough protein throughout the day, they have a hard time hitting even their minimum calories. So if you're eating something that's going to make you feel very full, you're going to stay in a calorie deficit, which is essential for losing body fat and even losing some weight. I typically recommend lean protein sources, so I do turkey, chicken, lean ground beef, fish, eggs, egg whites, sometimes a protein powder when needed, but I try to keep a nice variety of protein in my diet. The 2 most basic ways I can recommend you start working towards your protein goals depend on what your goals are. Trying to stay the weight that you are and drop body fat, start with 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. I weigh 120 pounds, I'm gonna eat 120 grams of protein. Option number 2 is if you are someone looking to lose weight, use your weight goal as your indicator of how much protein to consume. So if you want to weigh 140 pounds, start with 140 grams of protein. Now let's dive right into tip number 2. I'm kind of dividing this up into 2 different tips, but we're gonna make it 1 tip and I'll show you how they correlate. Eating enough vegetables and eating enough fiber. Typically, the average American does not eat enough vegetables. We need like 4 to 5 serving of vegetables and fruit per day. We're not getting there. Therefore, I want you to start to include vegetables with every single one of your dishes. Now, they keep you full for 2 reasons. Vegetables are very nutrient dense and they don't have a lot of calories. Therefore, you can eat a ton of them and they're really not going to put you over your calorie target for the day. They are also loaded with fiber, which is going to keep you very full throughout the day. Keeping you nice and full is going to prevent that unwanted snacking, which tends to put us in a calorie surplus, hindering us from our weight loss and fat loss goals. Tip number 3, and you probably saw this one coming, strength training. This is so critical for many reasons. 1, most people want to lose weight, but what they really mean is they want to lose fat. Therefore, they want to see those toned muscles, and to do so, you need to have muscle underneath your fat when you lose the weight. This is going to require strength training. Another benefit of strength training is that it will increase your metabolism. Muscle burns more calories than fat. Therefore, sitting right here, the more muscle I have on my body, the more calories I'm gonna burn at rest, just, doing my daily activities. If you're really new to strength training, I highly recommend starting with maybe 2 to 3 days a week. That's more than enough, and start with total body sessions so that you're hitting each muscle group at least 1 to 2 times. Tip number 4, and this one might seem so basic, but not enough people do it, is move your body more, especially those of you who work a 9 to 5 desk job and you find that you're sitting a good portion of the day. Scheduled exercise is great. You go to the gym for an hour, a nice solid workout in, and you feel really good. However, if the rest of the day you're sitting on your butt, kind of like I'm doing right now, you aren't going to be burning enough calories to put yourself in a deficit. Therefore, I start my clients with a step count. By tracking your step count, it's a super low intensity way to make sure you're increasing your energy output on a day-to-day basis. This could look like going for a walk on your lunch break, maybe waking up 10 minutes earlier and getting some movement in. It's a really easy way to track your output in addition to your scheduled exercises and it's gonna bring you closer to your goal. Depending on what your step count is right now, if you only get 3,000 steps, I would double that and start there. But if you find that you're teetering between 6,000 to 8,000 steps, aim for 10,000. I find my clients do best when they aim for like 10 to 12,000 steps per day. Last but not least, tip number 5. Take all the tips I just gave you and be consistent with them. This is key. Now, I know this tip really isn't a tip, but it's gonna help you in the long run. I want you to think back to how long it took you to put the weight you currently weigh on. Was your weight gain journey like 2 years, 3 years, a long duration? If so, you cannot expect to lose that weight in a 2 to 3 week time frame. Therefore, we need to take these tips and be consistent with them. Typically what I see is after 4 weeks of following a program, your body starts to feel better. You get more energized, your mood improves, you feel better throughout the day, your sleep starts to get better. Then after about 6 to 8 weeks, you start to be like, I feel like I'm less bloated, my clothes start to feel better. People might start to notice, but at the 12 to 16 week time frame, that's when you're gonna start to see results. So that's almost 4 months of being consistent before you're really gonna start to see some change. Take each of these tips and be consistent with them. These tips are not extreme and they're not gonna ruin your social life or make you go a little bit crazy. What we're gonna do is set you up for success on achieving your physique goals. Now, if you're absolutely clueless on what component to start with 1. You can just add protein to each of your meals throughout the day. Surprised how much your body composition will respond to just one factor change. As you start to master each of these factors, add a little bit more until you get a solid routine. As a women's health coach, I work with people every single day to help them set up a plan for success that will bring them one step closer to their goals. If you've been following one of these tips for a while and you don't really know what direction to go next, drop your question in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to give some advice or set up a consultation, and we can talk about what steps you need to take to bring yourself one step closer to your next goal. All right, that's all for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to stay up to date on all things training, nutrition, fitness tips and tricks, and overall just living a healthy lifestyle, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for tuning in.